Well, our next guest will be attending today's rally. New York's GOP Congresswoman and Women for Trump co-chair Elise Stefanik joins us now. Welcome, Elise.
Hey, excited to be here. It's a big day.
Well, it is a big day. These crowds are amazing. The love outside. Everybody who goes to Trump rallies say they feel a lot of love. I want to talk about a message yesterday from Michelle Obama. This is the message she's sending to men. Listen.
Do not hand our fates over to the likes of Trump, who knows nothing about us, who has shown deep contempt for us. Because a vote for him is a vote against us, against our health, against our worth. To think that the men that we love could be either unaware or indifferent to our plight is simply heartbreaking. So fellas, before you cast your votes, ask yourselves, what side of history do you want to be on?
So she's crying. She's making an appeal for the male vote that they're clearly losing out to Donald Trump on. Elise, what struck me the most about her remarks was when this was basically, if you watch the whole speech, everybody, it's basically an abortion speech. It's an abortion speech. It's a dystopian vision of American and women's health. I told Pete earlier, and Will, I didn't even want to have a baby after I listened to what she described as, you know, what it's like to have a baby and that we're all going to die from it. I thought it was appalling, actually. And I'd like to know what you think of the remarks that she made and if you think this appeal will work.
No, this is a losing campaign. You're hearing a failing strategy from Kamala Harris. President Trump's campaign has never had more energy and support. You can see that with the people who have been out there since last night waiting for Madison Square Garden. I've been in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia campaigning for President Trump, and the energy and enthusiasm is higher than it was even before 2016. And we already see with early vote numbers, Republicans are flooding the polls. They are flooding the polls. In our first day of early voting in New York State, we have historic turnout in Republican areas with Republican voters. That was yesterday. And what's interesting is Kamala Harris is underperforming Donald Trump in every single swing district across the country. Look here in New York. She will be get the lowest amount of support from any Democrat candidate for president since the 1980s. So President Trump's America First movement, it appeals to all Americans. That's why you're seeing historic support among Hispanic Americans, African Americans, working class, Jewish, and I believe women voters. He has a tremendous record when it comes to women's opportunity, whether it's economic opportunity, the highest number of women in the workforce ever when he was president of the United States.
Sure.
Congresswoman, that story you just told us, as it's playing out in New York, is, as you mentioned as well, playing out in other states. A lot of registration gains for Republicans. Early voting also way bigger than in the past for Republicans. I think the big question is that new or low propensity voters, or is that cannibalizing Republicans' past historic success on Election Day?
Well, that's what the Trump campaign is very focused on. They are focused on turning out low-propensity voters. Yesterday, I knocked on doors in Bucks County with the Trump Force 47 captain. Those are the local grassroots captains who are focused on turning out those low-propensity voters. And the data that the Trump campaign is seeing, and again, we cannot be complacent. We have to turn out every vote and sprint through the tape on Election Day, is focusing on turning out those low-propensity voters. The problem that the Democrats have is they're not turning out their voters. Kamala Harris has not energized Democrats who previously have turned out to vote for Joe Biden. And you see that in the swing districts. You see that in the swing states. So all of this, as you see Republican Senate candidates surge and House Republicans running on the same ticket as Donald Trump turns out voters more effectively than any other candidate in America of either party.
Well, he's about to turn him out right here in New York City. You're going to be on stage, right?
Yes.
There at the event?
It's a real honor. This is something that the president has talked about for years with everyone. This is iconic, not only for President Trump, but for the entire Trump family. We are so excited. And President Trump has had a vision for growing the Republican Party in New York. And as you all remember, it was New York that flipped those 5 seats. He is committed to continue growing this movement. And it's America First. You have people who are coming all across the country. Kamala Harris could never fill Madison Square Garden. This sold out in 3 hours when President Trump announced this. So it will be an exciting, historic evening, and I'm honored to be there for it.
Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elise. Well, a new study shows how ultra-processed food